A little bit of a squeeze as you go down through there. There's not much else you can do, says Greg Woodrow, and takes the lead as he works across the Olympic pool side of the track and works around the Woodley Holmes corner and then works down along the Broadwater Straight for the first time. Second position right in behind him is number 28. Again, that's Jason Stockman as he comes into the Fisherman's Wharf loop, and they come out of there nice and clean and very, very healthy. Third position is 447, that's Ray Keating. Fourth position is 672, that's Gary Sturdy. Robbie Rizzo in 27 is picking up the fifth great place at this stage. 239 is Gary Campbell as they go down past my coming position once more. Behind Campbell we've got 69, that's David Drysdale as they go down into the K-Rock right-hander at the bottom of the start and finishing straight, work along the swimming pool corner and work over to the Woodley Holmes corner and then down along the Broadwater Straight once more. It looks like Greg Woodrow has got his tail in the air at this stage, and he's got 9 laps to stay where he wants to stay at this stage, and that's where he's running at the moment. That's in first position. Right behind him now, Stockman in 28. He's the man that is leaning right up against him as they come out of the hairpin at the pit end of the straight. Down past my coming position. Ray Keating in 447 is doing a great job as Rob Rizzo tucks in underneath Gary Sturdy in 672, and they work along the short straight out towards the right-hander and work down the Broadwater Straight once more. Down into the braking area and around the Fisherman's Wharf loop, and it's still the man who is the defending champion this day from last year, Greg Woodrow, and he would be really pleased to be able to put this one together. Don't forget this outfit that he's driving is for sale, and he's got another engine the same as the one he's running at the present time as well. Out past the K-Rock corner, they work out towards the Woodley Holmes right-hander. They get out of there nice and cleanly and work down the Broadwater Straight. No problems as Stockman starts to make inroads into that lead that young Gregory Woodrow in 74 had the last lap, although Greg is able to pull out of the corner a little bit faster, but Stockman is closing the gap at every convenient moment as he comes out of the hairpin, and they work up past the start-finishing line with 6 laps left to run. Ray Keating is able to get back in front. Ray Keating now is now holding off number 27, and that's Rob Rizzo, and as they go into the Woodley Holmes right-hander and work down along the Broadwater Straight once more, as there's a great little dice going on for third and fourth. Fifth place is Gary Campbell in 239. Then comes Gary Sturdy. So as they come out of the tight section of the track, 63, that's Matthew Bell. 69 is Bob Drysdale as our leader. 74, Greg Woodrow goes down past my commentary position and heads it clear down through K-Rock corner and works out towards the Woodley Holmes right-hander. He comes out of there clean as probably 4 or 5 cut lengths to the advantage at this stage of young Jason Stockman in 28 as they come around the Fisherman's Wharf loop and work into the centre of the circuit once more. Next, Robbie Rizzo's got up past Ray Keating in his third position and relegated Ray Keating in 447 back into fourth position. 3 laps left to run as they go past my commentary position, and the man in front still, if he was to hiccup in the wrong direction, young Jason Stockman in 28 would go past him like he was standing still. Down along the Broadwater Straight once more, and no break, still about 4 or 5 cut lengths separate these two as they go down into the Fisherman's Wharf loop at the bottom of the long straight. They come out of there and work their way into the centre of the circuit once more. Tight section just there as they come around very close to the hay bales. Third position is 27, and that's Rob Rizzo, who goes very wide coming out of the hairpin there as they come down past my commentary position this time. Down into the K-Rock corner once more, and it looks like there is no doubt about it. Jason Stockman is right on the pace at this stage. Is travelling just as fast as Greg Woodrow, but is unable to make any appreciative difference on the lead that young Greg has got as they come up out of the loop and around the centre of the circuit once more and work their way down towards the pit area. The big green and yellow tarpaulins down there as they come out of the hairpin. Down past my commentary position once more. Third position, Rob Rizzo. Fourth position is Ray Keating in 447. Great little dice going on with the rest, though. with Gary Sturdy in 6.72. Then comes Gary Campbell in 2.39. Let's have a look at the leaders as they're halfway down the Broadwater Straight. No change in those two. Third place, no change with that either. That's still 27, Robbie Rizzo, as he comes out. There's a real sort of a off-camber kick as you come out of there, and it does tend to throw the carts a little bit out of balance, but these boys more than capable of holding to the task at this stage. And as they come back out, have a look at Stockman. Stockman's starting to make inroads with the last lap board being shown up now. Down through K-Rock corner they go, and have a look at Stockman as he works out towards the Woodley Holmes right-hander. Let's watch him this time and see if he's got the grunt to get down beside Greg Woodrow. Doesn't appear to have. He's about 3 or 4 cart lengths behind him as they come out of the loop into the tight section in the centre of the field. This is the checkered flag lap as Stockman in 28. And if without a problem at this stage, although we had one, as you remember, a little earlier with Lonnie Rowland, as Greg Woodrow in 74, he'll start pole position for the final. The man behind him, Jason Stockman in 28, he'll start on the front row next to him. He's in for the final. Rob Rizzo in 27, he'll start in third position off the second row. Behind him, it looks like we've got 447, Ray Keating. He'll start off the second row of the grid in the final as well. Out the front is Ray Keating in 447. Let's watch it as they come round this time. I reckon they'll get a start this time round, ladies and gentlemen. Good position 5. That's Matthew Bell in 63. They're away this time. And 28, Stockman gets the better of young man as they go to the bottom, but he fights back and just holds on to second position. Does Scary, the man in 74. And that's Greg Woodrow as he goes down and goes for the inside pass on Stockman and takes him as they come into the bottom corner. Round the loop this time, and no risk as his girlfriend gets led away from the edge of the track and says, come back here, sweetheart. You'll only disrupt him as he goes through past this time and down into the pit area, around the hairpin at the end of the pit area straight of the course. Down past my dominant position. Stockman in 28 with Robbie Rizzo in 27 pouring the pressure on as they go past and down through the K-Rock right-hander, out to the Woodley Holmes corner and down along the Broadwater Straight once more. And it's Greg Woodrow, defending champion, and Rizzo on the outside. Says thank you very much and takes up second, saying things like, if Jason Stockman can't give Woodrow a hard time, he said, I'll move up past him and put a bit of pressure on myself as they come out of the tight section of the circuit and they work down to the hairpin once more. Woodrow in this beautifully prepared 74 cart, walks down, runs down past my company position, leads them comfortably as they go this time into the K-Rock corner and out to the Woodley Holmes corner on the water side of the straight, down along the Broadwater Straight once more, and they've got 12 laps to go yet. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, this race is by no means over yet. Robbie Rizzo in 27 gets a little bit out of line, comes across wide and drops 1 or 2 places, cart lengths, I would think, but starts to catch them back up again as they come into the tighter section of the circuit. Round the corner. Greg Woodrow, quick glance over his right shoulder, says, yep, I'm still in front, no worries. And they go down past my coming position. 27, Robbie Rizzo kicks it sideways and applies the power. And as he comes out along the swimming pool straight and works out across the right-hander and down along the Broadwater Straight once more. And the third place getter at this stage, Stockman in 28. Let's have a look and see who it is giving a bit of a charge at the back there. 447 it could be, I'll just double check that. It's that's who it is, Ray Keating. He's moved up into 4th place and he's got up past Matthew Bell in 63, but Matthew Bell has got it back and that's a daisy. Ray Keating has got to wait now until the rest of the carts go by. Comes back onto the circuit, doesn't have a problem there. Have a look at Robbie Rizzo in 27 starting to apply pressure this time to our leader at the moment, and that's Greg Woodrow in 74 as they go down the Broadwater Straight once more. Have a look at the number 27 cart. Robbie Rizzo says, I'm here to win this race, Greg Woodrow, and you're not going to stop me as he moves right up in behind him as they go through the tight section of the circuit. But Greg Woodrow, good to the task, is able to pick his game up, and let's just see if he can as they go down past my company position. Has a look over his left shoulder and works his way down to the K-Rock corner once more, down the right-hander and out along the swimming pool edge of the circuit and down to the Broadwater side of the track once more. Broadwater Straight. Greg Woodrow in 74 has been able to open a bit of a gap up, but on the brakes, it's Rizzo that closes it up again. Acceleration out of the loop, and Woodrow is able to hold his 2 or 3 kart lengths advantage as they come out of the centre circuit of the track and work their way down to the pit entrance and around the bottom corner once more. 74, Greg Woodrow. Nobody else in this race, ladies and gentlemen, just at this stage as they go around the K-Rock corner at the bottom, the right-hander, Rob Rizzo, keeping the young man in 74, Greg Woodrow, very honest at this stage. Have a look at this as he moves right up in behind him and pushes on to the inside, but is just a little bit short in the distance as far as the length of the straight is concerned, and has to be content to come around the tight section on the inside of the circuit and hold on to second position. Greg Woodrow, he'll have 8 laps left to run as he comes down past my comedy position this time, and he moves forward about 3 or 4 kart lengths to the matter of our second place man, 27, that's Robbie Rizzo. 22 is 28, sorry, is Jason Stockman. He's in third position, and it looks like 63, Matthew Bell, has got his kart going for the final. Down the Broadwater Straight once more, into the loop at the bottom. That's the big loop at the bottom of the Broadwater Straight, and 74 still is the man who's the defending champion in this, the Class Australia, ladies and gentlemen. So he'll be looking for it as hard as you could ever believe. Down along mine and past my company position. 7 laps left to run, and there's really very little in it, ladies and gentlemen. A hiccup in the wrong direction, and Robbie Rizzo will take over the lead, but he's about 3 or 4 kart lengths. Although let's see what sort of a gain he can make on Greg Woodrow as he comes down the straight this time. Catches up a little bit under brakes, but not a great deal. About 2 or 3 kart lengths distance as they come into the centre section. Greg Woodrow won't want to go to sleep right at the moment though, with Robbie Rizzo harsh and hard down on his backside as he comes around the hairpin at the end of the straight and works his way up past my company position. Robbie Rizzo in 27. Great little dice going on a little bit further back. It looks like number 28, Jason Stockman, is in for a little bit of a surprise shortly with the 63 karter Matthew Bell starting to pour some pressure on. Back to the leaders halfway down the Broadwater Straight, and Robbie Rizzo able to pick up about 2.5 of those 3 or 4.5 kart lengths deficit that he has as he starts at the top end of the straight. But it looks like in the tight sections, Greg Woodrow, whoops-a-daisy as I speak almost too loudly, and Rizzo comes right up onto the tail of Woodrow as they go past. Still, 5 laps left to run, and 28 is third, and that's Jason Stockman trying his heart out. And I'll tell you what, the man in 63, Matthew Bell, is doing a similar thing. Across to the far corner, and then down along the side. Inside is it Robbie Rizzo was looking for a little bit of a touch here as he comes down under brakes. Greg Woodrow giving him a wave, which normally indicates that he loves the man fairly heavily, and as they go down into the hairpin once more. Woodrow in 74, but the man that is certainly keeping the pressure on is the man in second place, number 27, with 4 laps left to run. This is not over yet, ladies and gentlemen, by a long shot as they work across to the Woodley Holmes corner. Down along the Broadwater Straight once more, and nothing else in this race, ladies and gentlemen, at this stage, as Robbie Rizzo looks for an inside pass as they come down, closes right up behind Greg Woodrow. Woodrow would be feeling the pressure and the breath as a bit of a bump, and Woodrow gives him a wave and thanks him for the bit of assist as he comes down into that corner, as Robbie Rizzo certainly is working overtime to try and do whatever he can do to get past Greg Woodrow as they go down this time down the straight. Robbie Rizzo onto the inside, but doesn't quite got the legs to get round Greg Woodrow as they go across to the Woodley Holmes corner once more and down along the straight. Let's watch it, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe 2 kart lengths difference only, and once again Robbie Rizzo goes very wide, loses a lot of, and Greg Woodrow is really pleased about the way that this race is going. I'd reckon he'll be super happy about the fact that he'll win this one, but he's got 2 laps left to run. Have a look at Matthew Bell, who looks to try and get inside the 28 kart. Can't do so and has to sit back into the 4th position. Out to the Woodley Holmes corner once more. Watch the 28 kart, or the 27 kart I should say, of Robbie Rizzo's, the dark coloured outfit with the red helmet with the cart in front of him, 74, and that's Greg Woodrow. Looks to be able to have opened up about 2 or 3 cart lengths, but Rizzo just scrapes across the side of the hay bales as he comes out. Whoops a daisy, and the man that is unable to negotiate, that's 63. Yellow flags are out, 2 more carts come past. Last lap board, and Greg Woodrow is within, he's in less than 1 lap's distance of repeating his fine win here last year, ladies and gentlemen. This will be worth a round of applause, I'll tell you. Nobody else has been able to do it. Down the Broadwater straight into the braking area for the loop at the bottom, and Greg Woodrow, as he comes round this time, clear by about 4 or 5 cart lengths from Rob Rizzo in 27. It's clear as he goes through the tight section, works his way out, and he's only got 1 corner and about 100 metres left to run to be the only man so far who has been able to. He's happy, of course he is. He's the man that has won them back-to-back, ladies and gentlemen. He won it here last year, and he's won it again today. Rob Rizzo in 27. Great performance by Rob to push the man all the way. And the man who ran 3rd, Jason Stockman in 28. Just halfway down the Broadwater Straight, as he is at the moment. Well, you'll be shortly, ladies and gentlemen, as soon as they get make sure the weight is right, you'll see a young fellow jump into the back of the Porsche who will be ecstatic with that. That's 2 in a row he's won, and they've only had 2 here, ladies and gentlemen, and he's run them both. Nearly enough to say that he doesn't want to retire anymore, I'd reckon, but all that gear's for sale, so he tells me. Okay, first place. Number 74. His name is Greg Scary Woodrow. Actually, I was at the Taco Den last night with Chris Kelly, and he did indicate that there was a story about the scary bit. Looks like weight's right, ladies and gentlemen. Give this boy a big round of applause. His girlfriend's going to come for the drive with him by the look of it. She would be tickled pink with this, but only half as tickled pink as young Greg. There he is, ladies and gentlemen. 2 years in a row. Last year, the inaugural championship down here, and this year, the second outing, and has won the Class Australia on both occasions. Give him a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Jimmy Cleveland driving his big black Porsche around there to accommodate this particular situation. Here of James Ross Manufacturing. Give him a round of applause as he comes down here, ladies and gentlemen. He'll be really pleased with that. I was talking to him on Thursday or Friday, and he said you couldn't do it, and I said don't bet. Well done, Gregory. Really done, mate. As he comes past, give him a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Great winner. Greg Woodrow, ladies and gentlemen. Scary. All we're going to do is find out where he's celebrating this evening to go out and have a good time with him. HRT, that's Hollier Racing Team, ladies and gentlemen, are the people that look after all his equipment. He drives a Carly kart, PCR RS 2000 engines. One of them, I think, that he used this weekend is one that he won here last year. So the man certainly, give him a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. That's the answer.